Before history was written, our ancestors began a quiet revolution, settling down, observing nature, and slowly transforming the world around them. For countless generations, humans had wandered as nomads, following the rhythms of the seasons and the migrations of animals. But something changed. In small, scattered groups, people started to notice patterns in the stars, the weather, and the growth of plants. They began to imagine a life beyond the endless search for food and shelter. They dreamed beyond mere survival, envisioning a future where their children could thrive, where communities could grow, and where the mysteries of the world might be understood and harnessed. Through trial and error, they learned to cultivate crops and domesticate animals, creating stable food supplies and freeing up time for innovation. This agricultural revolution was a turning point, allowing people to settle in one place and build lasting homes. With more reliable food, populations grew, and new skills emerged: pottery, weaving, and shoemaking. In fertile river valleys, a new kind of society emerged, people living together in thousands, facing new challenges and opportunities. These settlements became centers of trade, cooperation, and sometimes conflict, as people learned to share resources and defend their homes. These places became the laboratories of civilization, where the first organized states took shape. Here, people experimented with new forms of leadership, justice, and community, laying the groundwork for those complex societies to come. Along the Tigris, Euphrates, Nile, and Indus, complex societies arose, building monumental structures and developing technologies that would shape the future. They invented irrigation systems to tame the rivers, built temples and granaries, and created the first written records to keep track of their growing world. These were not just villages, but organized states with governments, laws, and social hierarchies. People began to specialize in different roles: priests, artisans, traders, and rulers, each contributing to the fabric of society. The first empires began here, writing the opening chapter of what it means to live in a large, ambitious society. These early civilizations expanded their influence, sometimes peacefully, sometimes through conquest, weaving together diverse peoples and cultures. Their achievements set the stage for all that followed. They left behind not only ruins and relics, but also ideas about order, justice, and the meaning of community that still shape us today. The story of these pioneers is the foundation of our shared human journey. Their creativity and resilience echo through the ages, reminding us of our capacity to adapt, to build, and to dream. From chaos, they built order, an enduring legacy that continues to inspire us. Their struggles and triumphs are written in the stones and stories they left behind. The seeds of civilization were sown in these ancient river valleys where the land and water gave birth to new ways of living and thinking. And from them, the human story truly began, a story of curiosity, cooperation, and the relentless pursuit of a better life. In the land between the Tigris and Euphrates, Mesopotamia, fertile soil and unpredictable floods shaped a resilient people. This region, often called the cradle of civilization, was both a blessing and a challenge. The rivers brought life, but also destruction, forcing early settlers to adapt, innovate, and work together to survive. Over centuries, these efforts transformed the landscape and the people who called it home. The Sumerians mastered irrigation, channeling river water to fields and fueling an agricultural surplus. By building canals, dikes, and reservoirs, they tamed the wild rivers, turning unpredictable floods into a reliable source of nourishment for their crops. This ingenuity allowed them to grow more food than ever before, supporting larger populations and laying the foundation for complex societies. This surplus allowed for specialization. Priests, soldiers, merchants, and artisans thrived in the world's first cities, Uruk, Ur, and Babylon. With food security, people could pursue new roles, leading to the rise of skilled crafts, trade, and governance. Cities became vibrant centers of culture, innovation, and exchange, bustling with activity and ambition. At each city's heart stood a ziggurat, both temple and economic center, reflecting the Sumerians' belief in divine control over life. These towering structures dominated the skyline, serving as places of worship, administration, and community gathering. The ziggurats symbolized the connection between the heavens and the earth, and the central role of religion in daily life. Urban life demanded new systems for managing resources and people. As cities grew, so did the complexity of daily life, requiring rules, organization, and record-keeping to maintain order and prosperity. How to track land, grain, and decrees? The answer: inventing writing. The The Sumerians developed cuneiform, one of humanity's earliest writing systems, to keep track of transactions, laws, and stories. The need to record and communicate led to a leap in human consciousness. Writing allowed ideas to be shared across generations, preserving knowledge and enabling complex administration. They made language visible, giving thoughts a physical form. For the first time, memories, laws, and dreams could be captured and passed on, shaping the destiny of future societies. This innovation would change the world forever. Writing became the backbone of civilization, enabling the rise of literature, science, and government. Mesopotamia became the birthplace of cities, writing, and organized society. Its influence spread far beyond its borders, inspiring future empires and cultures. Their legacy is the blueprint for civilization. The innovations born here, agriculture, urban planning, writing, still echo in our world today. Here, humanity's first great leap was made, setting us on a path toward the modern world. Egypt, the gift of the Nile, flourished thanks to the river's predictable floods and fertile soil. The Nile's steady rhythm inspired a worldview of order and harmony, embodied in the concept of Ma'at. The pharaoh, seen as a living god, unified the kingdom and mobilized resources for monumental projects. The pyramids at Giza, built by skilled workers, were not just tombs but symbols of eternal life and divine order. Hieroglyphics adorned their monuments, while papyrus enabled record-keeping and administration. Egypt's stability and centralized power allowed its civilization to endure for millennia. Their art, religion, and government reflected a deep belief in the eternal. Egypt's legacy is one of enduring tradition and monumental achievement. In the fertile plains of the Indus Valley, over 4,000 years ago, a mysterious civilization quietly flourished, marked by an extraordinary sense of uniformity, order, and advanced urban planning that was centuries ahead of its time. This was a world where cities rose not by accident, but by careful design, reflecting a vision of society that valued structure and harmony. Cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were meticulously laid out on precise grids, with streets intersecting at right angles, standardized bricks used in every building, and sophisticated drainage systems that channeled waste away from homes. These innovations reveal a people deeply invested in public health and urban efficiency. Unlike the grand monuments of Egypt and Mesopotamia, Indus cities lacked towering palaces or elaborate royal tombs. Instead, the ruins show evidence of a society that valued modesty, equality, and perhaps a sense of shared purpose, where no single ruler's glory overshadowed the community. Their political structure remains an enigma. No statues of kings or records of dynasties have been found. Their undeciphered script, etched onto seals and pottery, hints at a complex system of communication and administration, but its meaning is still lost. Harappa's achievements in sanitation and city planning were unmatched. Public baths, covered drains, and wells in almost every home suggest a society that prioritized cleanliness and collective well-being. Some scholars believe their society may have been governed collectively, perhaps by councils or assemblies, rather than by powerful kings. Daily life likely revolved around bustling marketplaces, communal spaces, and shared responsibilities. Until their script is decoded, much of their world, their beliefs, their stories, their leaders, remains locked away, a tantalizing mystery waiting to be unraveled by future generations. Today, the Indus Valley stands as a silent testament to a different vision of civilization, one built on order, cooperation, and a remarkable sense of unity that still inspires awe and wonder. Mesopotamians didn't just build cities, they invented the tools of civilization. Writing began as pictographs for accounting, evolving into cuneiform, enabling the recording of laws, literature, and science. The Code of Hammurabi established written law, a leap toward justice and order. They pioneered astronomy, creating calendars for farming and festivals. Their base 60 math system still shapes our clocks and geometry. Mesopotamians invented the wheel and axle, revolutionizing transport and warfare. Their innovations in law, math, and technology became the foundation for future societies. The intellectual toolkit they created endures in our daily lives. Mesopotamia's legacy is civilization's software and hardware. Egyptian genius lay in turning vision into reality on a monumental scale. The pyramids, aligned with celestial precision, showcased their mastery of engineering and astronomy. Massive building projects were supported by a centralized state and skilled labor, not slaves. Their focus on the afterlife drove advances in mummification, medicine, and art. Bureaucrats kept meticulous records, ensuring resources for eternal monuments. Egyptian art and architecture aimed for timelessness, not realism. Every aspect of society was organized for permanence and cosmic order. Egypt built not just for the present, but for eternity. The Indus Valley people built cities for the people, functional, hygienic, and orderly. Mohenjo-Daro's grid layout, public baths, and advanced drainage set new standards for urban living. Nearly every home had access to clean water and sanitation, centuries ahead of their time. Standardized weights and measures enabled fair trade and taxation. Harappan goods reached distant lands, showing a vast trade network. Their artisans crafted beautiful pottery, beads, and metalwork. The focus on public welfare and civic order was unmatched. The Indus Valley offers a model of urban planning and social fairness. Their lessons in city living still resonate today. Ancient empires were linked by trade routes, creating the first global network. Goods, ideas, and technologies flowed between Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Indus Valley. Mesopotamians traded for timber, metals, and lapis lazuli. Egyptians sought gold and exotic goods. Indus merchants sailed the Arabian Sea. Harappan seals and beads found in Mesopotamia proved direct contact. Trade brought prosperity, but also conflict and disease. Competition for resources fueled the rise of powerful states and armies. The ancient world's interconnectedness was both vibrant and fragile. Disruptions could send shockwaves across continents. The first age of globalization began with these river civilizations. These ancient empires may seem distant, but their quest for order is deeply human. They face the same challenges we do, feeding populations, governing cities, seeking justice, and understanding the cosmos. Their solutions, writing, law, engineering, urban planning, became the bedrock of our world. The drive to build, organize, and innovate links us across millennia. We inherit their triumphs and lessons, living in the world they began. As we face new challenges, we draw on the same ingenuity and resilience. The story of civilization is a continuous, shared journey. The search for a better world is as old as humanity itself.